All right, welcome back. So today I'm taking a look at Zorin OS. It is a Linux-based operating system. It's um, been flaunted as a good jumping-off point for people who want to change off of Windows 10 or Windows 11. I don't know if it is or not. I've just barely gotten it installed on the computer, and that's about as far as I've gotten with it. Ideally, this laptop that I have hooked up, I'm going to be turning into a Raspberry, well, I guess not a Raspberry Pi hole, but a Pi hole project, so that it's going to be a hardware-based ad blocker on my network. But I figured that before I went so far as doing all of that, I could at least play around a little bit and find out what is Zorin OS all about. And whenever I do this, it's always difficult trying to figure out where I want to plant myself, because like right now we're missing over here down in the corner. We've got all of the date and the time and battery indicator and all of that good stuff. Let's see if we click down here. What do we get? Oh yeah, we've got. This is really kind of like Windows. It looks like we've got a calendar in here. And I'm still in the way a little bit. Let's move a little bit further over. You know what? We're gonna move all the way over. Okay. Yeah, it looks like there's an entire notification panel. You can set a do not disturb. You can add additional clocks. So right now it just shows my local time. Um, yeah, it is actually 12:14 a.m. when I'm recording this. Don't judge. But it looks like I can add additional clocks. Let's see, select weather location. I don't imagine why I would want all that stuff turned on, but I mean, if you're making the leap over from Windows 10 or 11 to Linux, this might be relevant to you. Maybe these are features in Windows 10 that you used. What about this guy? What is this thing? Oh, okay. So this is for multiple desktops. So if you've got a whole bunch of stuff going right here, maybe you're working on spreadsheets or data entry or even graphic design, but then you decide that you want to pop off and maybe go play some video games or something. So, okay, well, I can't figure this out, but I can see the start of the next desktop over here. Arrows? I don't know. Well, oh, there we go. Okay. So yeah. So then you can pop on over to this text. You can pop over to this desktop, and that's where you can do some gaming, or maybe you're working on a whole different project and you just like to keep them separated. So it's a cool multiple desktop feature. Not something I particularly use a whole lot, but I know that it's useful. Let me move back over here now that we've explored that a little bit. Here we go. It looks like it comes pre-packaged with the Brave web browser, so that's cool. I don't use Brave myself. I'm using Google Chrome, but I can understand why people would use Brave web browser. I don't know if it does anymore, but you used to be able to earn, I think, BAT token, a type of cryptocurrency with Brave web browser. It stood for Basic Attention Token. So pretty much you watched ads, they'd give you a cryptocurrency. I don't know if it was actually worth anything, but Brave web browser, I think it's good. It should have your privacy first and foremost. I know that's a big feature for them. Let's see. Okay. So right away in the lower left-hand corner, we have a start menu and it looks very Windows 10-ish here. Let's take a look at all apps. Okay, so this is for setting up like network configuration and that kind of stuff. Let's see. What else do we have here? Rosero. Oh, create and copy CDs and DVDs. Tooltip's really nice. Make a backup. You know, at first I thought this icon here was a flux capacitor, but actually looking at it, it looks more like a safe. So we have a CD and DVD burner. the Brave web browser. Obvious calculator. We have a calendar feature, which probably links up with that little task window in the lower right-hand corner next to the date and time settings. Oh, we've got a camera. I'm not going to be turning that on. Characters. Oh, utility application to find and insert unusual characters. So maybe you're making like a document and you need to say that something is 350 yen and you're in the US. You don't use the yen icon very often. So you can come in there and just copy and paste it out. Oh, it looks like a pretty robust clocks function. Clocks for world times, plus alarms, stopwatch, and a timer. Contacts, I never use that. Oh, disk usage analyzer. Just a simple application to tell you where all of your hard drive space is. Manage drives and media, document scanner. Probably have to have a scanner hooked up for that one. Document viewer. Document viewer. View multi-page documents. I'm gonna guess that's for PDFs. I don't have a PDF right away to test with. We've got an email client. File roller. I wonder what format that makes. No, let's play around a little bit. Here. New document. Let's just do a text document. Oh yeah. So I guess we should have checked that out. So when I right click on the desktop, the menu looks pretty Windows-like. Let's see, select all, open in terminal, change background, display settings, regular settings. I just went to new document. I'm going to start a new TXT document. There's a lot of actually, it looks like it's got the LibreOffice suite installed, which is a Microsoft Office-like suite of tools. You've got Calculator, which I think is your spreadsheets. Raw, Impress, Writer is your Microsoft Word replacement. Here, you know what we're going to do? Let's rename this to... Okay, so that looks a little bit different. The UI where it pops up this little like window for renaming something. Oh, and it moved it. Okay, that's fine. Let's compress it. Show us roller. Press. No, let's not use that. I want to actively use that roller application. All apps. I wonder if I can just type it in here. File roller. Here it is. Okay. So it looks like there's an extraction. Open an archive or create a new one. Okay, let's create a new one. Maybe? New archive. Okay, so that's just a little bit different. Okay, so it looks like it's making it as a compressed tar file, which is like a .zip file for Linux. Here. Go to the... okay, so it wants an entire... Here, you know, let's use the desktop because I only have one document on there, and it's that test one. Name. Here we go. All right. Do you want to replace it? Yeah, let's do it. Replace it. Okay. So now it's going to take that sample text file I made, and it's going to compress it into a tar file, compressed tar file, tar.t. Ooh, okay, cool. This is pretty cool that I have all of these additional options. I can turn it into 7-zip. .apk is interesting. That's usually a Android installer. Okay, so maybe if you compile together and archive all of the files required to make an Android app run, you can actually just use this to compile them into your APK. .cbz, I don't know that one. CPIO, I don't know. No .crx or .ear. .epub, Um, that would be like an ebook. I don't know if that's the format for Amazon Kindle, but I have seen EPUB. Yeah, that is an ebook file. .exe, that that's for Windows-based computers. So I wonder if that creates a self-extracting archive. You just run the exe and it extracts the files. .iso, so that's for making like a disk image file. .jar, .tar. Okay, so you've got a lot of options here as far as what types of archives you want to make. I'm not going to spend too much more time on that because if it works, it works. This isn't a video about just the file roller, but I had to know. Let's do curious. Let's go to the bottom. Zorin Connect. Connect your computer with your mobile device. Okay. I think that's like Microsoft Phone Link. Zorin Appearance. Okay, modify the look and feel of your Zorin OS desktop. Windows App Support. Install Windows App Support. So, interesting. Okay, I'm not going to bother installing it, but I wonder if that's for people who know Linux a little bit better. I wonder if that's like Wine. Wine is a connector application that allows you to run Windows apps in Linux. I wonder if that's what this is. Or maybe it's something similar. Web apps run websites as if they were apps. Okay, I guess I can see some times where you might want that. Weather, always useful. Videos, play movies. I don't know how the baked-in video player compares with some of the other popular open source video players. What is it? MPV, I think, is one that I use. VLC is common. So I wonder how that one. Oh, okay. Upgrade Zorin OS. This one's actually pretty new, or at least it is at the time of making this. So I don't think I need to upgrade it. Tour probably would have been a good place to start for this, but instead we're doing a little bit of a self-guided tour. Text editor, probably to make these text files, but I'm not really interested in that. Terminal, system monitor. Let's see. Ooh, startup applications. Choose what applications to start when you log in. I like that there is just something like clunking right here, right under the start menu for this, because trying to figure out where to put them in Windows is a little bit of a pain, but this looks a lot easier. Let's see what else we got here. Sound recorder. Oh, software updater. So we had the one earlier that we saw for updating the Zorin OS, but this one's just for updating individual apps that you have on your system. Software, add, remove, or update software on this computer. So I bet this is kind of like a Microsoft App Store. Well, obviously not Microsoft, but probably just like a curated app store. I'm sure that you can install things that you find on the internet. What is Rhythmbox? I've never heard of that. Play and organize your music collection. Okay. Essentially Windows Media Player, but for Zorin. Ooh, Remina. Connect to remote desktops. Okay. Like Microsoft RDP. Power management. Let's see what else we got in here. Menu, logs, parental controls. Oh, if you're setting this up for like a child. Got the LibreOffice. Image viewer, help, fonts, files. There's a file roller. Okay, so we've got quite a few built-in applications. I guess something else I should mention is that I haven't done anything with this one yet. I literally fought and got Zorin OS on this computer. I fought because this is an old computer. It's an older Asus laptop. It's not great. I think it has 2 gig of memory, some basic junk solid state hard drive, but to run a Pi-hole off of it, you can literally run it on a Raspberry Pi Zero. So really, this will work just fine for what I need it to. But anyway, this is what like basic Zorin OS looks like out of the box. Now, let's see these Got home, desktop, documents. Here's my secure user profile. Let's look at some of the settings. Okay, okay. So the interesting thing with the settings here, well, okay, okay. This actually feels a little bit closer to like Mac OS to me, but at the same time, it almost could look like the Windows settings app. Let's see. Counts, mouse and touchpad, keyboard. How about power? All right, this laptop is fully charged. I've got my wireless keyboard hooked up to it. Power saver. Balanced. It looks like I can't really change this all that much. Blinks after 5 minutes. Automatic power saver when the battery gets too low. Okay, okay. It's cool that they've got power options, but it doesn't look like you can get nearly as detailed for changing those as you would with Windows. But that's okay. I mean, how many people were really saying like, "Oh, I want to change the, I don't know. I want the screensaver to come on after exactly 43 minutes." For 99% of people, this is going to have all of the settings they need. Oh, system. About. Yep, I named it Zorin OS. Zorin OS 18 core. You know what? For this, because I'm in the way. Oop, there we go. Okay, perfect. Yep, here's the computer. It's an Asus K60IJ, whatever that is. It has at least a dual core Pentium in it. Oh, 4 gig of memory. That's more than I expected. Disk capacities. Okay. Okay, so not quite the potato I was expecting it to be, but it's not gonna win any awards either. Probably won't be doing my VTubing from this one. Multitasking. Okay. Okay. Active screen edges. Drag windows against the top, left, right screen edges to resize them. So if you look at this picture here, you can see the dark area. So this is kind of like the Windows Snap feature, where if you pull a window that you've got open all the way to the left or right, how it snaps into place. What else do we have in here? I was screwing around with my display settings earlier so that I could properly capture this. Bluetooth, network settings. Okay, okay. I don't think. Yeah, this isn't hooked up to my network yet. I haven't done any of that. And I probably won't on video here. What else? I'm gonna take a look at. Got the Brave web browser. Well, overall, taking a look at what is graphics. This just a okay. Okay. Create and edit drawings, flowcharts, and logos. I guess this is just kind of like Paint. Well, after spending the past 20 minutes poking around and seeing what Zorin OS has to offer, I would say that this actually is pretty similar to Windows. It's not exactly like Windows, but I could realistically see that if you were trying to move away from Windows, you didn't know where to go. One that I recently saw was React OS. I'm going to have to take a deeper look into that. But Zorin OS actually looks like a great way if you're planning on jumping ship from Windows. You want to dip your feet into Linux. Zorin definitely seems like the way to do it. There's a lot of features here that are very similar to Windows. It's not exactly like it. There's going to be a little bit of a learning curve and trying to figure out what applications will work and which won't. Which ones have a free open source version and what maybe you can swap in. So it's not going to be all sunshine and rainbows, but definitely this operating system would make it easier than I would expect. So, anyway, yeah, that's very cool. I think that I would recommend Zorin OS to friends and family. I'd even use it myself. Well, I wonder if my streaming software would work on it. Well, I don't know. I would definitely use it maybe as a secondary computer. So maybe this isn't the last you've seen of Zorin OS from me. But this one in particular, like I said, is going to become a network ad blocker. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this shallow dive into Zorin OS. Maybe it's answered some questions for you, and thank you for watching. Till next time.